G'day, I'm Tim Thompson, an agriculture teacher from Victoria, and a lot of my time is spent connecting youth with the amazing opportunities in agriculture, and I think this is a conversation we need to have a little bit more of. Today I'm with Steve Chapman and Molly Henderson in the beautiful Yarra Valley in Victoria, and we're talking about the opportunities that are out there for youth and the good stories that are in agriculture and the amazing careers that can come out of it. Steve, Molly, how are you?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Yeah, great, thanks. Yes.
So Steve, your family's been growing cherries for quite a long time,
Yes.
well over 100 years I believe.
Yes, I'm fourth generation.
And you've seen a bit of change in, I suppose, the technology and the opportunities in the industry in that time.
Yeah, definitely. The modern growing system is basically most of them are pedestrian orchards where we don't need ladders, and workers are well paid and well looked after, and growers are able to cater for different cultural sensitivities, and generally the wages are significantly better than hospitality industry, which I think most people are attracted to the hospitality industry.
It's interesting that, isn't it? People, I suppose a lot of people know about hospitality, and there's a cafe on every street corner. There might not be an orchard on every corner, but the distance that you travel and the extra effort required to get out to that orchard is probably worthwhile, where you consider that you'd be earning nearly twice the money if you work in ag and hort.
Yes, and yeah, the casual hourly rate is just under $25 an hour, and there's certainly opportunities to do significantly better than that in piecework rates. That workers should be earning $30 or more an hour if they're experienced pickers. It's just no trouble, and you can work longer hours or shorter hours. There's a fair bit of flexibility in the workplace, and even in packing and that, if people aren't ideally suited to outdoor labour and store seasonal work, there's a lot of work in packing sheds these days. But,
So that's an interesting point too. It's not all just being out in the paddock. Agriculture these days has probably just as many, if not more, jobs behind the scenes, indoors, than it does out in the paddock. And there's an awful lot of entry points for young people coming into that as well.
yeah, and particularly the technology in the packing sheds these days, it's incredible. Most of the bigger businesses have a dedicated IT person, and there's just between the quality assurance and food safety programs, there's an incredible amount of different jobs in horticulture.
Yeah. And Molly, you're a young person, you're getting into ag, you're excited about a future in ag. Can you tell me a little bit about why that is the case and how you got into it?
Yeah, well, I'm really passionate about agriculture. I was kind of exposed to it through school and a heap of different youth programs. And I'm studying agriculture at uni now, looking to go into that food production industry. And I think the opportunities are endless. And I think a lot of young people don't really get that. There can be a bit of stigma about work in the agriculture industry, and I think there's so many opportunities. Like Steve said, you're out picking, or you can be in that packing shed. Like, there's so many different roles, and a lot of young people don't really know how to get into that. So I think it's really good that we're having this discussion, because like I said, the opportunities are endless. The pay's really good, the environment's really good, and it can take you so many places. There's just...
Well, this is the thing, like you're 19 years old and ag has taken you pretty much around the whole of Australia already.
It's incredible. And the amount
and you're doing
different
tertiary
stuff.
study.
Yeah. I've travelled doing shows and things. I've worked on a cherry farm in horticulture. I'm currently working with plants and bulbs and stuff, and yet I've worked with beef cattle and sheep. Like, it's incredible. And I'm
So it's
19.
never boring.
It's never boring. And it's never just a daily, I'm out on the tractor kind of thing. Like, every single day is different. Everything's new. If you want to work in a bank in agriculture, you can. If you want to come out and pick cherries, you can. Like, any job you think of applies to agriculture. And I think that's really exciting for young people, just that different daily routine.
And I suppose, Steve, what Molly's describing there all starts where we are right now in amazing technologically advanced orchards and production systems like this, and you don't have to be qualified at all to get into it.
No.
But it can take you anywhere you want to go.
Yes, and I think there's a lot of businesses that do look for some qualifications at management level, but and there's certain aspects like nutrition or the entomology side where a background education could be really beneficial to the opportunities in hort. But generally, I think most farmers are happy to see young people and particularly young women who are passionate about horticulture, because it brings a different mindset to the business that's needed to succeed in the modern era.
Yeah. So it's an exciting area. It's an exciting area for us old chargers,
Yeah.
looking at the new people coming through, and it's really exciting for young people like you, Molly.
And the support is amazing as well. Like you never walk onto a farm and ask a question and someone's like, "That's ridiculous. You know, you don't know what you're doing." It's immediately like, "Let me teach you. Let me show you the ropes. You know, let's talk about this. Let's talk about that." You know, it's just such a welcoming industry. Like people want to see you succeed. You know, they want to see you enjoy the work. Like Steve said, like they make it an incredible work environment. You know, cater for everyone. Everyone's included. And just the stuff you learn, just, you know, out here picking cherries, you know, you start up a conversation with the soil and like the different biomass and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, it's really amazing.
So it makes your day really interesting and exciting, because you're looking around you.
Yeah.
You're not stuck inside on your butt.
No.
You're out in nature.
And
and
the work
you're learning.
is really invigorating. Like it's really rewarding work. It's not, you know, just sitting around all day. Like you really feel like you're achieving stuff. So it's really great.
And there are a stack of young people out there like you
so
who
many.
actually want to work.
Yeah, definitely.
And you want to go home at the end of the day feeling tired, but also really rewarded for what you've done.
Yeah, definitely.
And agriculture is sort of one of those industries that provides that.
It 100% is. I think there's so many opportunities and so many, you know, supportive people that, young people really need to give it a go.
Good
I
on
love
you.
it.
Yeah, no, that's great. And Steve, we've been doing the heavy lifting for many, many years in agriculture and horticulture with diversity, with immigrant families, getting them a start in the industry. I mean, we're going to have a chat to Ali now, and we'll have a quick discussion with him about what his experience has been as a refugee working in the agricultural industry. So it's not just young people that live in the country, it's young people that have had a rough start somewhere else that come into the country. We are so welcoming and we're so open in the country for giving people a start, aren't we?
Yeah, we don't mind what their background is socially or culturally, ethnically. It really doesn't matter. I think nearly all walks of life appreciate the benefits of just being outdoors and seeing the fruits of their labour, to use a bad pun, but you know,
there's a few fruit around here at the moment.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you've achieved something, and it's not sitting there watching the clock go by. It's a rewarding job, and it's got opportunities for the future, and we need young people and a range of people to join into horticulture and continue the tradition of producing good clean Australian food.
Well, let's go and visit Ali now. Let's have a chat to him, and then we'll come back and we'll get a final say from Steve and Molly. Ali, can I interrupt you, mate? Is that all right?
Yeah.
How are you, Tim?
Good, and you, Ali?
Good. So you've been working here for how many years, mate?
11 years.
11 years?
Yep.
Yeah. And you run the whole crew?
That's right.
Yeah, so about how many people do you typically
from 20
in?
to 100 people.
20 to 100.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you've got a bit of a story, mate. You're actually a refugee, is that correct?
Actually, I'm coming to 2001
Yeah.
to Australia.
Okay.
And I stay with the detention center in Oomera for 4 months.
Right.
After 4 months, the government took me to Adelaide.
Right.
And stay in Adelaide 4.5 months. I do pruning.
Yes.
And the pruning finished the summertime. I come here. I
Good
never
on.
go to Centrelink. I never go to anywhere.
Yep.
I have 8 kids.
You're supporting them all?
Everything's. I never go to school. Everything I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mate, thank you so much
No worries.
for what you
No
do
worries. Hey,
for this company and for this country.
I like this country.
And
I like this
tell you what,
company
people
because
like yourself make this country strong.
I like this country. I love this country. I like this company as well because
Yes.
it's nice people, trust people.
Thanks very much, guys, for your time that you spent with us today, Molly and Steve. Wasn't that an inspiring story from Ali to hear about his start in Australia and everything that he's been able to do for his family out of ag? And Molly, you're having amazing plans for your career in ag and you're already travelling around the country. And Steve, you're excited to see young people get into an industry where we can grow fresh food. Molly, what's your advice to young people who want to make a really good start in ag?
I think, you know, really put yourself out there. I think there's so many different courses and stuff. Local TAFEs, there's a lot of, you know, even just short part-time 1-year courses where you can really get into, you know, the basics of agriculture. If not, you know, put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to contact growers. Don't be afraid to, you know, kind of network with people. I think that's a huge part of the industry. It's quite social, you know, you want to, you know, attend different events, your local field days. There's so many people looking for workers and that kind of stuff. So really put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to start a conversation with someone, because that is really where, you know, so many opportunities stem from, just having a simple chat. And yeah, you'll be amazed the amount of opportunities people are willing to offer to young people. So yeah, definitely just put yourself out there kind of thing.
Absolutely. Molly, that is grand advice. And Steve, you'd back that up. The number of young people that you've given a go that have had no education and have gone on to bigger and better things must be countless.
Definitely, and yeah, I think if you're local to an area, it's always good just to approach a business personally, and you know, if you're a local, you've got a really good chance of getting a job. If you're going to travel to a different area, it's probably good to do some background research, either with the Shire or just jump on Google and see what farms are there, and a number of other government agencies can probably provide you with more information. But most employers have their own websites and their own system.
And that's the technical revolution that we're in now, isn't it? It's making it so much easier to find these great opportunities for people. All you've got to do, guys, is get out there, have a go, and put yourself out there. Thank you so much, Molly and Steve. Been awesome chatting.